Hello everyone, my name is Jesse and this is the Auditorium. I react to video game music as a musician myself. This is episode 600. Yep, so I wanted to do something a little special. This is a huge request and it's been so for a while. And I remember also celebrating another milestone with this game. Well, not this one particularly, but the sequel. This has been a request for so long, and it is time. So this is Risk of Rain 1, which I've never checked out. I've checked out Risk of Rain 2, and Chris Christodoulou, the composer, has become, I guess, somewhat of a fan of the channel. He's commented, and you know, that's pretty awesome. This is requested by Justin, Max, Julian, Maxime, and Anders on both Patreon and PayPal. And you know, the hype is really high for this one. I'm kind of scared. I actually had to look up what coalescence means. Oh, by the way, it's coalescence. I had to look up what it means because I didn't know another word. Apparently, it's the joining or merging of elements to form one mass or whole. So, some physics. Anyways, I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous. This is Coalescence from Risk of Rain, episode 600. And my first time checking out Risk of Rain 1. I hear those strings in the background very faintly. Oh, I love how it's layering itself. Melody stays, but everything around it is like chaotic everywhere around it. Oh wow, that actually is fitting with the title. Oh. Where's it gonna go from here? Different lead instrument now. Sounds like a bridge. I feel like this is gonna like I feel like it's climbing to something that might erupt. I feel like a tearing. I don't know if that's the video or if it's a song. No, I think it's a song. It sounds like a... Yeah, this kind of is giving me crescendo vibes. Like it's... I feel like a climax is coming. It's so calm, yet so... Oh my god. There's that sound again. So it was the song. That tear, that distortion. Well, I'm glad to report that the hype lived up to it. I am so glad that I looked up what coalescence meant right before the video. I never do that. But I was like, what the hell is this word? And once again, I'll say it here. I think I still have it open. It was the joining of, or merging of elements to form one mass or whole. Man, what a fitting title. Because what was happening in that whole song, it was just, it sounded like that. It sounded like we had this fundamental sound, doo-doo, doo-doo, and then everything was just like, dook, 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 dook. Just kind of, it felt like a very, it felt very scientific, very chemical, and very elemental to me. Yes, because I saw the definition of it, but it sounded like that. Like the way the lead sounded very liquidy. That's why I said chemical. It sounded like, I kept thinking of just like, not laboratory, but like I just kept thinking of like just chemistry and smoke coming out of beakers and stuff like that. Chemical reactions, I guess. So the song title is perfect. And then I did say that this sounds like it's a buildup. And what happens during a chemical reaction after enough stuff gets added, right? And what happened at the end? We had that super emotional, perfectly fitting, like climax solo type of thing. I don't know what instrument that was. I really don't. I'm guessing it was a synthesizer, but who knows? What I do know is that this composer does everything themselves, which is crazy. Every sound you hear is this person's individual brain cells just scattered around. Super talented. I can't even fathom one instrument, let alone all these other ones. So the main thing here was this motif. It was there the whole time, da-dun, da-dun, in different instruments. And I believe it was based on like on a xylophone type of sound. But the whole thing had this kind of mixture of, mixture, it's another word. It was very like dreamlike. very lucid. Dream. If I had to pick 2 words to describe the song, it'd be like a scientifical dream, I guess. Which, actually, if I think about it even more, which I always do, if I can decipher a scientific dream more, it would be like a drug trip. Or a hallucination. Let's just say it's a hallucination. Let's combine 2 words into one. And it's hallucination. I can't even talk because I'm excited about talking. Please tell me what this song is, what it plays, and where it plays. To me, it sounded like kind of an ending. I had a lot of vibes of like ending song, especially with that ending frequency going out. But I don't know when this plays, but I have this overwhelming thought of hallucination. Totally could be wrong, and that's fine, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I got from it. One of the few songs on this channel that are kind of on this hip-hop instrumental type thing, which is great. You know, I love variety, and I do listen to this all the time. Kind of on the lo-fi side, excuse me, but kind of like the beat is and like the structure, not necessarily like the solo and the expression. Lo-fi is mostly just kind of, well, I mean, it's subjective, but for me, when I think of lo-fi, I think of like a very relaxing beat over and over, like something you can listen to for hours. There's not like a whole lot of climatic moments like that. There are, but you know, not. I'm saying overwhelmingly, I think when I think of lo-fi, I think of like chill and calm, over and over. But it had that sound, and it reminded me a lot of this artist that I really, really like called Emancipator, and it had that same sort of vibe to it. But Risk of Rain has such a unique sound to me. And this is my first time hearing Risk of Rain 1. Which is interesting because I can now hear where 2 got its sound from, but they're different. They're different enough. I could tell it's Chris. You know, I've come to the point where I can now distinguish a Chris Christodoulou sound. Think about that for a second. Out of all the millions, billions of people in this planet that we're aware of, the fact that we can distinguish one person's sound, that has to be one of the biggest compliments ever. Or at least acknowledgements. That's crazy. But I think we can all tell, especially Risk of Rain fans, when a Chris song is coming on. Yeah, that's all I wrote. Basically, I felt like the title was extremely fitting based on everything I heard. It sounded like all these things came together for this, you know, climax. The song was great, and it was different. I like different a lot, and it is one of the few, such a variety in the soundtrack, right? We've had like this, there's like guitars, there's calm stuff, there's more intense stuff, there's hip-hop stuff, and yet there's still one more. I still have a lot of, not a whole lot, but I still have a handful of Risk of Rain requests from both 1 and 2. But there's still one that remains that is also just as popular. You guys can probably guess what it is. But that one's still coming soon, and I can't wait for that. I can't wait for all of them. At this point, Risk of Rain is just Risk of Rain, and I just don't see it missing. Or as the kids say now, this game soundtrack is allergic to L's. That's because I'm hip and I know this stuff. No, but really, like, I just don't see it like ever. I don't see a single song letting me down. It's too creative. It's so individualistic. Is that a word? It is now. That it tells a story about the composer so much. You know, I know these are supposed to be about the game, but like it says a lot to me about the composer and how interesting a conversation with them might be, or you know what I mean? Like their brain is working. Both sides. that's all I really can say. Coalescence from Risk of Rain, 2013. It's almost a decade old. Happy almost 10 years. That's wild. And 600 for me. That's even more crazy. Well, no, it's not as crazy, but it's wild for me. I can't believe, you know what? I just remember, oh no, I said it earlier. Okay, I said it earlier. I think I had oh wow. I believe my episode 300 was Risk of Rain 2. So double that and I get Risk of Rain for 600. I'm thinking too much, but that's crazy. I've had 2 milestones with Risk of Rain. That's special. But yeah, I mean, not that I'm gonna stop anytime soon, but you know, it's just crazy that I've come this far and people still want to hear what I have to say about their favorite soundtracks. It means a lot to me, and it's great. As you can see, sometimes the composers. I wanna mention that I've never like reached out to composers. They find me. You know, developers, all that, they find me. And I think that's like one of the most special things I could ever ask for. Is, I mean, think about it. If you are an artist, if you do anything, even if you don't have a creative outlet, just think of something that you do and then imagine someone checking it out. You would want to see how they react to it. So it's really cool that, you know, these artists don't have like huge egos. They're just like people like us. And, you know, they probably just search their name on YouTube and like, hey, I wonder if anyone's, you know what I mean? That's awesome. It's great. I think it's awesome. So yeah, a big shout out to Chris Adolu. And what I love about whenever they do comment, I don't know if they're gonna comment on this one. Like I said, I don't, maybe they'll find it. But what I like when he comments is like he goes in depth with what happened with the song, and I love that. So the cool thing about the comments is that the people that play, oh, that's another interesting thing too. Think about this for a second. My mind is really expanding right now. Think about this for a second. How many avenues we have towards the same media? In this case, this game. We have the players who know this game, who watch these videos, that know this song. We have an outsider, me, who's enjoying it from a musical perspective. And then we have directly an inner source, the composer who watches these. So we have kind of all bases covered of who's the audience for these games and these soundtracks, and we're all here. This channel is very interesting to me. It's like a human experiment. And none of this is planned. Everything just kind of happens. Like right now, I'm just kind of talking. But it's just so fascinating to me how like we're all so different yet so relatable. But personally, if I was a developer or something, I would pay a lot, and I'm not even bragging or anything, but I would pay a lot of attention to like what goes on here and in these comments, because you're getting direct feedback from your consumer. I think that's awesome. I think that's something that's very absent in the world right now. I think a lot of us are over fake ads and being told what to like and do. I think we just want to be individuals. There's my my wisdom for episode 600. And Coalescence, it totally delivered. I loved it. That was great. Catchy, cool, chill, sick solo, sick title. I think the title was the highlight for sure. I know it sounds weird because the song is great, but the title really was fitting. Please let me know when this plays, whatever, about Risk of Rain. Try not to spoil too much just in case anyone else hasn't played it, but you know, just let me kind of know. And a big shout out to all the requesters again, Justin, Max, Julian, Maxime, and Anders, and anyone else who's commented it for the past year. If you want to make a request as well, and join the gigantic list that I have going, there is Patreon or PayPal in the description below. Either of those are fine. Those are guaranteed ways I will check out your song. If you do not want to wait, though, there is the platinum tier on Patreon, which I provide, and that is a first come, first serve type of thing, and it basically skips the entire line. Big thank you to my current supporters, Justin, Kevin, Patrick, Your Average Metalhead, Shadow, Maxime, Vandel, and Turn Arclight for being a part of that. Thank to you for watching. Thanks to all my other supporters. Thanks again to Chris Christodoulou, and the journey continue of Risk of Rain and all these other stuff. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe the next Risk of Rain video is going to be Con Lentitud Ponderosa. So, you know it's special because I never announce what's coming up next, but I don't know when that's going to be, by the way, but I'm just saying that's probably going to be the next video. So until next time, dudes and dudettes, my name is Jesse. Have a fantastic holidays or whatever. Take it easy. Peace. 600 more.